Well, hello, and good morning and happy Sunday. Oh, what a Sunday. All right, it is Sunday morning. It could be midnight, it could be 3 a.m., it could be 6 a.m., it could be 10 a.m., your Sunday brunch. I don't know. It is a quiet morning. It is a tired morning, but we are here all the same so that we can keep moving on with probably the last really major video of this project to the flip through. I think we're going to work on some of our ephemera, do a little bit of decorating, and then I'll let you guys go. I just wanted to chime in, touch base. I haven't seen you guys since Wednesday. And with that weird little dubbed video, because I doubled up on my Mondays and went, that content doesn't make sense. So, of course, I talked over it, and it ended up being a really good video. We shrunk it down. It really did well. And I even had a Saturday morning ready-to-go video. As you can see back here, there's what looks like a cut-up masterboard. It is. It's a scrappy masterboard. And I'm so bummed. I did this, right? I made the lovely fabric lace bangles. I don't even have them on me. They're already sold. I had made one on short. I had done one. I started off the film with this, which means we were zoomed in some, but I didn't think we were that far in. So when I went to go do the rest of this, and I'm working on this thing, you're only seeing like the top section, like half section. You couldn't even tell what I was fussing about down here. You couldn't see what I was doing. I'm inserting things. I'm measuring things. It was a decent video, but you couldn't see majority of what I was doing. I was just like, oh my gosh, it's like I'm talking to you. And it wasn't like I had a super great story or I was super chatty in a way that was like, it was worth the storyline, even if you couldn't see exactly what I was doing. And I didn't realize it till the end. And when I went back to look, it was terrible, guys. So here's my masterboard. It was supposed to, we were going to take a page out of Gail Augustinelli's book and we were going to do a scrappy Saturday. I was so excited. Instead, we're going to do a ephemera Sunday. Why not? So I did take a manila envelope that was in pretty good condition. I simply trimmed off the top. I trimmed off the gusset top here that folds. I barely trimmed the side and the bottom and opened it up, which made for a perfect shape. Made for plenty of space. In the end, all we're not using right now is these two pieces, but we'll use them inside as pockets or ephemera inside the Naked Journal. We'll put a little bit of decor, whether it be a belly band, a tuck, something. We'll utilize this, but everything else has a purpose. Everything else got cut down to fit something. And so today we are going to work on a little bit of that, right? We're going to work on a few things. We might get to this. I don't know. This might be a quick, more layering short or something. I don't know. There's one page of paper that we cut that we did not use, and that's what's going to cover up this book page to make a cute thing that's going to go in one of our weird pockets. Now, these are working out to be like, this one's folded, and you can open it up, and you can write on it. And so I don't think I'm going to add anything to it. But it definitely takes care of our pocket right here. Super stoked about that, right? So we have a nice little pocket here. Oop, it's getting caught on something. I have to fix that. There we go. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, that's not fit. Oh, that fit perfectly before. It got caught on that. Okay, so let's put some glue in there. Here we didn't realize that all of a sudden we were having issues. So anyway, it fits nicely in here. It's something that is a great contrast in color, right? It matches this side, works beautifully. Super stoked. These guys have little things already in them, and I need to put some lace up here. In here we have this one, which I love because it looks like there's layers, right, stacked. And when you look at it in here, it has a nice little waterfall, like stack of paper feel. And this one is going to need some kind of floral. I could do that, but it's too. Hold on one sec. Maybe just a little one. I was going to use this whole thing, right? Remember, on the front, and it's not working. It's too much. So I wonder if it's here, but I think what happens is that ball. Yep, see, that's why I can't use it. The pearls get in the way. Okay, so I can't use those yet. I have brand new pink ones in the shop, by the way. This will be a little bit of a sales. I know. Bad me. So the beige ones are already in there. The gold champagne ones are already in there. And then I just added... Wait, did I? Yes. No, I haven't yet. Oh, something else to add. Okay, so hopefully by the time you see this, I've got this one and these new rose gold. I'm calling them rose gold, but it's a rose gold, peachy rose gold applique trim, all this color. I've had a variety of colors. Now we just have these guys in there. We have a 12-inch sections and this pretty, very pink, very ballerina pink, crocheted, embroidered applique. So there's back to the satin, the tulle, the embroidered lace applique with the pearls on it. See, here we go. Get you up close, right? So those are a pairing to the off-white cream ones. So these are a little longer, about 3 inches. These are about a 2-inch triangle compared to our 2-inch round, right? So all of these will be in the shop by the time you see this video. Do a little Sunday shopping for our Memorial Day weekend. No sales. Sorry guys, still too new. I can't do the sales quite yet. But we're getting there. You never know. Maybe by Christmas we'll do something. We'll see. But yeah, so those are the new appliques that are in the shop, and they're all embroidered, crocheted type of lace. Some are lace, some are embroidered. So about the same feel either way. Okay. And then we ran out of all the other colors, the red, the purple, and the pinky pink. So I found this gorgeous peachy rose gold pink trim with a nice bright green, which I'm loving. So you get 12 inches of that. This is this is the scraps. This is all that's left when I cut it all up for you guys. I do all the pre-cut 12-inch sections. I get this little bit, which I love the coloring. Look at this, guys. Oh, we could do just do 3 maybe. I need something on here. I just didn't know what to put on here. I want a little something, but we can't do much because we don't really want to get in the way. So, okay, sets of 3 work nicely, so I might do that on this one. That's a thought. I know I want to decor. I don't know. The only other spot would have been up here, but I think we've got too many pinks going if I put it on there. But I like the idea of pulling a little bit in here. So a set of 2 or a set of 3 right here on this card might work. Because I think when we pull it out, this is the day of decor. So there's going to be a little... Yeah, I'm excited putting it, just gluing down a fussy cut of another sort. And really just a little something here in the middle where you can pull it out like in a sort of pre-tab-ish way, but not an actual tab. Right in the middle is all that would be, and they would let you right on the back. I don't know yet. I know I feel I want something here, but I'm wondering if just a round, flat isn't going to be enough. We're going to need something almost roundish to go here as a decor. So, okay, still working on that. Did pull out some of my rose gold and pearly, these are half of, flat pearl hearts and the rose gold squares. It's very much Diamante type stuff. And these are great because, I mean, we've got circles, we've got squares, got a couple different sheets. So we can maybe add a little bit of that. That one seems a little bright. It seems a little paler to more, I think, the color we want. Even though I swear they're the same. One is lighter than the other. It's how it's cut. It's how it is cut and it picks up the glare. So I think I'm going to go more a strip of these guys because they are a little lighter. And these guys, I can't see what they are because they're silver. I was like, why can't I tell what those are? Because they're silver. Now I do have a little section of round, so maybe I'll leave those out just for the round parts. But yeah, those are silver. Oh, cool. Well, that's good to know. Ooh, you know what? Sorry. I need to throw those silver ones over onto my snowflake pile. Anyways, I have this one, right? We have a huge, nice, naked journal that I got to do for it. I got the black and white that needs a mini cover to the naked journal, but the black and white waterfall needs a somewhat wrap cover. Guys, I got big projects, and I am nowhere near done with them. I feel like all I did was the pretty parts with you guys, and I'm still way behind schedule. Then these guys were perfect cuts. We made them 5x7? 5x6? 4x6? I don't know. I had them written down somewhere at some point. But anyway, we have 2 perfectly beautiful things that are going to go in here. And I think we're going to put some lace across here and whatnot. Lace, and I think we're going to put one of the wax seals. So, yeah, the clusters went quickly. But I will make more. I have 3 more wax seals that I made. At least a set of 2 in the gold and cream. I do have a lavender one left over. An itty bitty green bit. But I do have another one. I have a blue too. They're not in the best condition, so to make clusters out of them is pretty good. But I have 2 that are more for this, right? Like this little guy in the teal actually may not be bad if I can find the right thing to put behind it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Do all wax seals. Okay. Anyway, thoughts, prayers. Got a circle to go over here. I have more fabric. Oh, I have all kinds of things. I'm like, we have all kinds of strips and things. Anyway, so I'll make a couple more clusters. Maybe I'll do a set of 3 next time and see how that flies. Okay, we could go here, around. I feel like we just need to make something up, right? Maybe we could put a little one in the middle. Like a little one in the middle. But that coloring looks almost too point blank, like right for it. But green on green, well, that'd be prettier on green. I could make a circle out of that one or one of these. Do a smaller circle, put that in the middle of it, and then put it on the fabric to keep that fabric going. Right up against the edge, so it's sort of a tab, but nothing major. Oh, we're going to run with it, people. Okay, it is a decorating day. It is. We're going to get some of these pieces put together. We're going to see what we can make out of them. And, do a little decorating of the sorts and be done with this. I did pull out some green. This is actually too small. Do I have a bigger one? Maybe. I'm like, I need a good piece, but that was the biggest one. Oh, no. I'm like, I need a scrap. I need a decent sized scrap is the problem. And I don't have one, not even for a 1-inch. Jeez. Wow. Alright then. None of these are, Hold on, I'm trying to see if I can get, that is my biggest piece. Wow. Alright, well that's rude. I mean, I could take it out of that other piece over there. The only problem is when you are trying to cut something and it's very little, you really have nothing to grab hold of to anchor it. And so you can't really leave your, whatever you want to call it, in there. Your got to get it in place and then hope you can hold on to it, and that is not gonna, maybe. Oh God, talk about cutting that just right. Whew! That's all that's left, people. All right. Well, I hope your week went really well. I hope all the couple videos and this ordeal were beneficial and encouraging and inspiring to try, using up junk mails. And of course we all, what you get in the mail, what you get in the junk mail, what envelopes you have, whether this was something that this middle section could have been more of a cover and you put a journal in the middle and didn't do all the pockets, or whatever it may have done for you. So we're going to run with this, and I think I'm actually going to flip it around and make it a little edgy here. We're going to put this, now I could then put 3 with the rose, feels like it's overkill. I just don't feel like I feel like it's too much. If I just do the 1, yep, I think we'll just do that. I think I'm overthinking it otherwise. We don't want to overthink today. It's Sunday, and it's, it's a 3-day weekend, and I'm tired. I'm tired, and I shouldn't be. I mean, I shouldn't. I feel like I'm not doing enough, but then there's always something that sort of seems to wear you out. Friday was sprinkler day. My dad finally was feeling good enough. Mr. Greg, if you watch Laura Chandler, Vintage Paper Girl. He was feeling good enough to make an attempt, and it was cool enough for us, thank gosh. And he came over, Saturday morning, and we moved the rock off away from the house, just enough, just to make a little trench, because we were taking wire from the front of the house, we're taking wire, attaching it to the front sprinkler system, where the timer is on it already, and wiring it up, connecting the wire, dropping into the little trench we made, covering it back up with all the rock that I put down last spring. So about this time last year, actually, we were working on the front yard and the backyard. Front deck or back deck and front yard got revamped. So we've had a good sprinkler system for the front, but the back is, is starting to see the wear and tear of not getting enough water. Just isn't. Now I have a lot of trees and stuff. They do have to be hand watered, or they're totally, susceptible to the environment. I don't do a lot of hand watering anymore. I don't know why. I just don't seem to have the time or energy. But the big tree and the apple tree and some of the small things around the grass would get watered if the sprinkler system had an auto timer on it. And so, I've been like, God, we gotta do it. Oh, it's winter, it's fine. And then, there we go. So yeah, you can sort of use the fabric to help pull it out. And now we've got a little bit of a mini tab without being in the way. We've got a little decor that pulls from that. There we go. Okay, I do want to round the corners. I'm I'm a 50-50 on rounded corners. I should do it more often. Lorette is, it is her thing, and everything looks so pretty when she does it, and so I just wish I would remember to do it more often. I have the We Are rounder, the 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch. So come on, a little ink and we're all good, right? So, but yeah, so no, winter and all that was fine. So now we're getting in this, we're late spring, and what was looking like grass, weeded grass, but still grass all the same. It's becoming more weeds because it's less watering. And so I'm like, and I keep telling myself, oh, I'll remember to do it. And my alarm goes off for something else. I'm like, oh, I'll use it for this time frame, or I'll use it for that time frame. And remember to take meds, or let in the cat, or I don't know, do something. And I never remember to go out there. Somebody goes and does the chore for me and help me out. And so then I forget to go turn the water on. The alarm goes back off again, and I go turn it off. Well, yeah, it's not a really great system to try to water your backyard. So anyway, I'm like, okay, Dad goes, okay, I'm feeling all right. And the weather's really, it's all been 62, 64 degrees the past couple of days. So he's like, okay, let's get this done. And we did. In less than 2 hours, we got it done. I was so happy. He goes, and I go to run an errand for my daughter. And I come back, and he's like, yeah, I checked it. All works good. They turn on manual on the timer, and everything turns on in the back. I said, okay, great. So I go in the backyard to adjust it, because I knew I had to adjust the power of the sprinklers, because I've been turning it on and turning it down some, because they've been overshooting the runway. And I keep telling myself, oh, I got to go get the screwdriver, and I need to bring down the spray so it stays lower and it doesn't water the air, which is the whole point to the front yard. Yeah, like that. Okay, so here's what we're supposed to be doing, and I go back there, and I have a sprinkler that's behind the stoneware. It was up against the fence line. It faces away from, of course, my deck and my stone deck area. Thank God. But, I thought it was working the night before. I had watered just the night before we did the sprinklers, because I didn't realize we were going to do the sprinklers. And I swear it was running, but I had kept turning the sprinklers down too low on the pressure, and so they were like, I'd go to check out there 10 minutes later, and I realized, the sprinkler closest to the house wasn't really running that well, right? And I'm like, oh, you dork, you turned it down too far, the pressure let go, so it doesn't really run. So I thought I had looked out, and that the sprinkler farthest away from me was working fine, but I don't know, it's dark, you assuming it's working, and you're not paying that much attention. So I go out to the back, new sprinkler system, I hit the manual, and run to the backyard, and knowing I have 5 minutes, and I realize I have no pressure out there. I only have 2 of the 3 sprinklers working. And I'm trying to pop it up, and it won't pop up. It won't stay up. There's not enough water pressure to work the springs. And I'm like, well, what the heck? So I'm messing with it. I'm calling my dad. I'm like, what is up? What did I miss? Oh, man, I don't know. Or maybe, He's like, well, try this and that. I'm not sure how we're decorating this one yet. So I'm going to put it back in, but at least it's inked and ready to go. I have an idea about this one, so this is what we'll work on next. So yeah, I'm like, well, I don't get it. What is up? And now the only thing I haven't decided whether or not is we're going to back these at all. This one has a line, so I'm wondering if this one and the other one need to be backed with, oh yeah, my baby boy, some, do my usual ordeal and put some coffee dye in the back to make them a little stronger. I know coffee dye's already sort of wonky, but I feel like one more layer, which they are thicker than they feel. This one's not so bad because it is pretty solid, but this one does have a line in the middle. Let's start with this one and see how we feel. I know the piece of paper I'm using is plenty if I want to make another cut. We'll do that. So I'm like, well, what the heck? So we talk, and he's like, try to unscrew this and pay attention to that and see if anything's clogged and da-da-da-da, but don't let any dirt get in there, So at first I go to unscrew it, and I can get the top off, and the tube itself, the cylinder itself that screws into the actual PVC piping. I'm in camera, right? Yes, okay. Sorry, guys. This is what I thought I did last time, and I was off. I can unscrew it well enough, but the basic cylinder that screws into the PVC piping that brings all the water into it, is still in the ground, which I'm thinking, okay, that's fine. And, you know, the sprinkler head and all that seem okay. Everything seems fine. I guess the sprinklers are okay. I don't know. You know, I'm like, well, all right. I don't know. So I'm playing with it. I'm like, it's still not working. It's still not working. It's just not getting any pressure. And he's like, okay, well, let me, you know, finish my lunch and I'll come on over. I said, okay. But at this point, I'm determined. I'm like, there's something wrong and I'm just being a coward. Or like, I'm just being, you know, a little too whatever. So I get the huge channels or whatever I'm using. And I carefully grab the cylinder now. Because I take the headpiece back out. And I'm looking at it, and I'm also looking at one that I just found. It's funny. I was meant to find 2 brand new ones. Well, old new ones. We had bought them. We hadn't used them. And my husband, when we were going to redo the backyard, we ended up capping one by the apple tree because it was just too much water with the treehouse in place. We were drenching the playhouse every time we turned around, and we really didn't want to do that kind of damage to the wood. Like, there's only so much this poor treehouse can take, like, before, you know, the wood is gonna get, like, the wood's not gonna be in the best condition. So we decided to up the ante on one so it shoot towards the apple tree, but the one at the apple tree, we capped it, right? We decided, nope, we'll cap it and we just won't worry about it anymore. So we must have bought them to replace a bunch and then decided not to. So I find 2 of them, a little dirty, a little dusty, but I find them all the same. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess we have 2 of them in here. That's great. Looks like they're going to be a full 360 down to as little as 40 degree angle on them. So I'm like, sweet, really tight or really long, and they go like 32 feet, you know, out. I'm like, all right. So apparently I was meant to find them, because otherwise I would have been like, So I go get the one, and I go to pull it apart the same way. I pulled the old one out, and it barely turns, pops out. It doesn't really want to pop out. I was like, okay, and I'm looking at it. They look the same to me, and I'm like, well, okay. I don't get it, you know. So I'm waiting for Dad to finish lunch, and I'm like, well, wait a minute here. You know, let me get the clamps. Let me see if I can unscrew the cylinder from the PVC pipe and actually, you know, unscrew it. Can I get it out without breaking it? Because if I'm wrong and I do all this and, you know, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong, I'm like, you know, I put a brand new one on and it has the same effect. All right, well, let's not ruin a perfectly good sprinkler. So, you know, let's not. So that, well, if I can get it off, it's meant to be, and I'll, you know, deal with it. So I get it off. I'm able to unscrew it, and I literally pull it straight up, and I screw the new one right back in. Like, I don't let the dirt settle whatsoever. I'm like in and out real quick, tighten it up, go turn. And at this point, I've also looked at the station section, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to learn how to run this thing. And it's like, oh, hey, you turn this solenoid, and it turns it on manually from the, you know, you don't have to use your timer every 5 seconds. So it's like, gosh, if I have to keep going out front, back, I'm going to, you know, man, am I going to get my steps in today. So anyway, I figure how to turn it on. I figure where the overflow sort of feeder valve is. I figure the flow system valve is, and the actual manual on-off cylinder, right? So I'm like, okay, well, now I'm going to turn this on and off here, and we're all good. So I rounded the corners, even though I cut this up here, and I know I can't really hedge it down below. I did sort of round the corners on this, so we sort of kept to that same lovely feel. It's not perfect because of the way everything's cut, but I still love it. Okay, so that way it sort of still feels like it's part of the matting. So yeah, I'm turning it on and off, So anyway, I go in and I turn it on, and the sprinkler pops right up and runs. Now, of course, it's watering everything it's not supposed to be watering, but it turns on. So I call my dad real quick, and I'm like, oh, I figured it out. You know, I was so proud of myself. I said, okay, I just figured, you know what, I'm just going to suck it up, and if I break it, well, we'll just go, you know, if I break it all, whatever, yeah, we'll fix it. Because I was really afraid that we had lost the water pressure, and that for some reason, though, you know, because now that we actually have a system, redone, refixed, proper valves, I don't know, that all of a sudden we didn't have the right water pressure. Or in the process of doing this, we busted a line somewhere, right? And I don't have enough water going out away from the main system. But I'm like, oh, really? Because I'm like, great, that's all I need is, you know, water running underneath this grass and have it sink and the water bill. And oh my gosh, man, was I just freaking out, right? But I put the new sprinkler head on, our old new sprinkler head, but it hasn't been used before, so it's a new sprinkler head, even if it is dusty. And no, it pops right up. So I turned it off. I talked to my dad. I said, nope, I got it. You don't have to come. He's like, okay, good job. Great. Keep an eye on this and that, you know, adjust everything you need to adjust, and, you know, you'll be good. So I'm all excited. So I turn it back on, and it doesn't pop up at first. I was like, I spoke too soon. Oh, crap. You know, I'm like, nope, okay. I'm going to figure this out. It took me 2 hours, but I go over there, and I'm like, wait a minute. So I make sure it's tightened up again. I make sure it's tightened up, and I go ahead and help pop it up, and I'm like, okay, there we go. There's the pressure. Okay, we're good. So then I'm making adjustments. Now, this thing is set for 360, and it keeps shooting towards the fence. Or it's trying to soak my patio furniture. I was like, no, wait a minute. All right, it's a little it's a little crooked, but that's okay. It is something you get to write on, and that's all that matters, right? But it gives you another layer, and makes it nice and stout. You definitely don't have to worry about it being flimsy in any way. Well, they keep doing a little bit of glue job here and there because we want to make sure we get all the crevices. Even when you do one, it's wrinkled because it is a coffee dyed or tea dyed, which, you know, at that point now we sort of lost that flatness of a piece of paper because we have soaked it and then baked it. I think how most of you guys do your coffee dye. I do the spackled effect, so it's definitely different for me. But, yeah, I do the spackled. I call the spackled tea dyed. But I know you guys, I think most of you will either soak it and let it dry or soak it and bake it so we get that rippled. And then, of course, I go ahead and I put, you know, glues galore. So anyway, it's a little wonky, but that's okay. It's writable. That's the whole point, is you turn it over and write on it. So, okay, there we go. So yeah, so now it's hitting the fence and I'm getting drenched, but you know, why not? I finally get it turned down to where it's not shooting so far out, but now I'm trying to figure out to where it fits exactly the corner that I want, because pretty much it's in every 90 degree angle. Every sprinkler head is right at the 90 degree of the grass. So I only needed to go, you know, that, well, 40, no, it's a full 90 degrees, right? So I needed to go with that, you know, 80 to 90 degree route, depending on how wide the spray is. So I kept trying to, so if I'm trying to do this and fine, my dad goes, yeah, be careful, you know, when you take the top off, that you remember where to reline up, you know, your screws or whatever, so you know where to put it back. And there is a little arrow in one of the things that, you know, you say, you can point it at the 45 degree mark, or you can point it at the 90 degree, you know, 0, 9 degree, 45, whatever. But that's where, you know, if you have that arrow pointing there, that's where, you know that it's going to stop and start where you want it. But it took me a good 20, 30 minutes to go, oh, that's right, Dad said, duh. Make sure the top header of your thing is pointing where you want it to go. So at this point, I'm watering the fence. But at this point, I'm just making sure that it's going the right, you know, angle, right? The 80 degree angle spray that I want it to go. So once I had that set, then I just had to pick up the whole head, turn it, tighten it. So like, okay, now it's going where I want it to go. But oh my gosh, guys. It was like 1:30, almost 2 o'clock, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go take a shower now. One that's warm and with soap, not just sprinkler water, because clothes are wet, everything's wet. Oh, jeez, crackers. But I figured it out. I was so proud of myself. Like, I don't do much electric. I haven't touched electric yet. Surprisingly, that's something I haven't touched yet, but it's bound to happen. I told my dad, I guess, you know, I have hordes of tools. I said, Dad, I could have a whole tool sale. He's like, no. You can never have too many tools. Just hold on to them. I'm like, but I don't know any, you know. I told my dad, so I guess whenever we truly downsize, they move into like some little condo, townhome, HOA thing, and for some reason, I'm not in my house anymore. Like, I guess when we truly downsize, you know, or he's passed and I downsize, and it's me and the girls, and you know, I'm not in a big old home anymore, I guess I'll finally sell the tools. And of course, at that point, they'll be so old. Now, I'm loving this, but so I hate to cover it all up. I would want to do a little bit of an accent here, but I wouldn't want to cover all this up. So we're going to go for the old school, lovely crochet lace that I have, or even a trim piece that I just found over here. We need to find something a little smaller. I don't want to go something that wide. I thought originally, but I keep forgetting my Eco is bigger than it looks. I also have a peach satin mesh trim that I can do. To accent this, we could do this, and then the cream would stick out a little more. I actually caught up underneath that, sort of good. We can do that. It's sort of a messy, sort of liking that. This is a mess of the hem work on a skirt when they sewed the panels together, and I had to cut this off to get the lace that I wanted to make a new set of boxes for you guys, a new treasure box thing I put together for you guys in the shop. I trimmed this off, and I'm sort of liking the idea of just something light and messy, but maybe not that part. I'm going to cut it straight across. I like the thin part, but I want it for something else. I love collecting little bits, little pieces, right? Love this. Where'd it go? I love doing, I'm loving collecting these guys. It's how I sort of start creating the snippet clusters for you guys, and I start gathering them again, and I'm like, I'm loving it. Okay, that's too thick. No, I could do some of that too. No one says this go all the way down. I think I have two different ideas going on here, of course. It doesn't surprise me at all, right? This is what I do. Oh, but yeah, I mean, it took me a while, but I figured it out. So my dad did the wiring, and we worked together to get the hard work done, because I didn't want him to overdo it too much. And every time he tries, he feels a little bit of it. You sort of have to start moving around, even after shingles. Like, shingles are sort of a butt, but you have to keep moving, I guess. Maybe, I don't know, you want to wear out the nerves, but you also sort of like, well, I just need to get back at it, right? Let's do that. Let's move this over here. I want, though, still my standard. Ooh. I've got a better stuff in the store, but I do have my favorite Dollar Tree stuff. I can't help it. Hold on one second, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta find that Dollar Tree stuff. What did I do with it? I have so many things out. Aha! Nope. That's not it. That's lace. Gosh, I have more. I don't know what that is. More paper. That is not my Dollar Tree stuff, which will always be our favorite, no matter what we do. I have more elsewhere, but I made something a little bit better in the shop than the Dollar Tree stuff. But there's one of them. But I swear I had my favorite. That might still be too wide. Oh, I have messes, guys. Oh, do I have messes? I have my Woodland inspired, pieces over here, but I think I'm finally out. I think I finally ran out. Oh, that's a different white one. Oh, there's that thin one though. But I think I found something better. Okay, hold on. Oh, I found something better. I don't have much of this one left, but that is a pretty cream on top of that with the white. Just a little bit of something. I think. One says it has to go all the way up. Okay, I think we're going to do this and that. A little of that over that. I want all those colors. I want that lace edge. I really do. I think that might actually be too wide. If I was doing just this and kept it simple, I think I want a little bit more than that. Now I could put my usual on this one. I could put that one on this side and something else, so we could do that on the other end, because I do have some green of this, which is on the other side, so maybe we can combine these two on this one. I want stuff on the edge. I really do. All right, let's run with it. I don't know how much of this. This was something pretty and little from my mom's stash, which may have been from her mom, if I'm right. So let's do that. Let's start gluing stuff down, and that's just going to be what it is. But yeah, but Dad did the electric, because it's one thing I haven't done yet. One thing I haven't attempted is electric yet. Give it time. I'm all give it time. I mean, trying to think about that. I mean, I'll use electric saws. I'll use something's plugged in. Battery, I feel a little more comfortable with a battery operated tool, which we have a lot. I think that's why we have some duplicates, where I'm like, how many of these saws, like these round circular saws, do I need to have? And Dad's like, well, one's probably, electric plug, you plugged it in. I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And then my husband replaced a lot of his tools with the battery operated stuff. So, great and all, but now I have tool, but you never don't get rid of it, right? I mean, I don't know, if your batteries die, then until you can get a new battery set, you need to plug it in, right? So, I have more stuff than I know what to do with. So, but yeah, I haven't done electric yet. I mean, I'll change light bulbs, and it's bad enough I'm having to figure out how to, plug in and work the electronics, but I haven't actually worked with electrical. haven't actually done electric yet. I'm like, I haven't played with the electric. Even, I mean, I should have, probably could have more recently. We had the heater, the house fan, the electric motor switch area died. The sensor went out in it, and so it would only go to the 1 hour mark. It wouldn't go to the hold, it wouldn't go to the 2 hour, 4 hour, 8 hour, it wouldn't do anything else. And it only ran for like 2 minutes. And we're like, so Dad finally was feeling good enough that he went upstairs and checked things out, and there was nothing wrong. He's like, no, it looks great. The wires look good. There's nothing wrong there. He's like, I don't see anything wrong up here, right? Everything looks good. We made sure all the vents and stuff were clean, like, you know, things like that. Made sure, you know, there's nothing obvious on the outside. So we bring the guy in who installed it, or at least the company, and we're like, what's up? He's like, well, he's looking at it, he goes, I have a feeling it's this, you know, the control panel that, you know, decides how many hours you run it might be out. I said, okay. He's like, let me go look into it, blah, blah, blah. Come back, and of course, the electric, I said I'd get back to him, that the electric, parts aren't covered under warranty more than a year. And I'm like, herder. Of course not. Why would they be covered? Yeah, it's not an essential piece, or it's not a something piece, they said. I was like, what do you mean not a crucial piece? Without that meant anything. Without that piece, nothing works. What do you mean crucial piece? Not a crucial piece, you know? So I could do this where each one is a little shorter than the next. I think I just like that. I want that thin piece in there, but I don't know if I want to do this whole thing and then put this over it. Like, I don't know. Nope, it blends in. I love just the contrast of this. Loving that. I'm going to run with it. We'll use this little guy elsewhere. I know we have that spot across the top with the green ribbon. There's a couple of spots I think I could use that elsewhere. I even have the white. So we'll leave this out. Here are their spots. But so anyway, he's like, yeah, sorry, electric only has a 1 year warranty, And I'm like, ugh, okay, fine. It's been 4 years, of course, since we installed the system. Oh, they installed the system. So he's like, but he goes, you got a year from now, you know, on labor services in the part. For some reason it goes out again. He goes, I haven't had one of these go out before, but you do have one of the more like advanced pieces. And this is a pretty basic system. This is an analog type system. It is not digital. It doesn't have a bunch of readings. My heater vent control panel has more digital reading to it, right? More programming. This is just hit a button like 5 times and you go, hold 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, 8 hour, right? And 2 like light switches that tell me high or low. That's it. 2 separate systems, but like it doesn't take much. It's a very simple system in that sense for a house fan. And yet that was considered electric, and it was, you know, so he was out for all 20 minutes to pull it out, undo the wires, grab the new one, redo the wires, tuck it in, try it. He was there for like 10 minutes to agree with me that that's probably what needs to be replaced, and took photos of it the first time. Like 30 minutes, and he charges me for an hour and a half minimum labor time. I'm like, seriously? And of course the piece itself, which isn't under warranty. So I was like, it was not as expensive as the whole kit and caboodle, about 1/10 of the price, but still. But it's what saves my butt. You know, when we do have hot days, and because it will cool off, or even the smallest degree. Like if it gets to 90 plus or above 80, the moment it's below 80 outside, I can open up the house, turn on that house fan, and it'll suck in the cool air. As it gets cooler outside, it'll suck it in and push all the heat out. So, you know, I'm like, all right, well, let's, you know, make this do. And so I guess, hold on 1 second. I can't do much, but let me see if I can, like, let my dad know that, yep, we're good, but maybe, there we go, okay. Sort of a thumbs up and a heart. Maybe he'll realize I may be busy, because the moment I touch that thing, you know it's going to go bad. Okay, so what we could do then, what if we just did that through there? Maybe a set of 3 or 5. There we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, leaves me 2, but that's all right. Remember, everything should be in odds if you can. This will be our 3rd layer. It's in sets of 5, so it keeps everything very, appealing. All right. So anyway, yeah, it was sort of a bummer, the amount of money he was charging me for what little he had to do. I pretty much troubleshooted it for him. He went, looked it up, came back, went, okay, and it worked. I'm like, all right. So yeah, there's some things where I'm like, really guys, I just did all the work for you and yet I'm still paying you quite a bit. All right, fine. Let's go. I have a cut on my finger. I keep jabbing myself. I keep trying to put the appliques pinned to cardboard for you guys. So that when they're packaged, they are not moving around. And oh, every so many times I do it, I jab myself in good. So now I got glue on it. I know, I keep trying to put a Band-Aid on it. But anyway, so I don't know. I probably could have. That one I'm probably, you know what? If I pulled it out, paid attention, put it back on the same, I probably could have bought the piece myself and put it in and been done with it. Because of course it's not, you know, now we know, like after the 1 year mark, I'm going to go find that part myself if it keeps going out and go forget it. So yeah, no, it's like, I don't know. It's good, but, well, that didn't go that way. It is what it is. Okay, so now we have just a lightly decored journal card. Nothing crazy because of where it is and, you know, how thick this is getting. We want to make sure this closes without a whole lot of interference. So we don't want, I mean, that is still bulky, but we don't want it to be so bulky that it, you know, it breaks or gets crushed, so that as we're pulling stuff out to work on it, you know, the things aren't really getting in the way. So I'm loving this on top of what's already layered. It makes it for a nice simple card, but a little decor that you get to see. Oh, well, I'm loving that idea. Okay, so what's going in this pocket is that page, book page crumble thing here. Sort of a bookmark page, bookmark piece we're going to put, but you have your pocket here. Once you cover this up, you cover that up. We're going to glue this down to where this bookmark will go in here. But the inside, we're going to put coffee dye paper in here and something, we'll do, you know, decorated here and then coffee dyed in here. So that when you pull it out, it'll open here, you can write on it, and then you have 2 pockets. So we'll put the bookmark piece here, which I'll probably tab that and put something on it, but enough to where it's not so much that we can easily put the whole thing in here. The goal is to be able to put in this cute little pocket, and you'll pull out this little another folded notebook, little note area with bookmark. So we'll have it stick out a little bit and it's all good, right? Just like we have this folded journal card here, all good. So I'll have to find something, or again, it looks like it's stacked, like it's wrapped. So we'll have to put something here. I'll have to do some kind of decor. I'm loving how it's sort of layered back here. So yeah, we need another faux layering on here. So when we tuck it in, there's something hidden on that. So loving the collaged on collaged feel that we have got going here. It's really making for a nice flip-flop, right? Journal. Oh, that's what I don't have. That's what we're missing. Oh, well, good. I have extra, right? So this is too tall and really too skinny. But that's what we're missing. I kept forgetting about this flip-flop right here because I'm thinking about putting just a few pieces of coffee dye paper or eco dye paper here, which I have some pink eco dye paper, the avocado paper, that we could put a little notepad here, right? So we need a journal card to go in here. I got all excited and then I'm like, don't need to go very tall. We only need it a little taller than here, maybe right underneath the wording here. We definitely don't need it that wide. Let me cut across here and then I can figure out where I want it. And it gives me another bookmark. Got a lot of strips. But these actually make for tucks. Make for cute belly band tucks to go either direction. So it's not a big deal. And that's upside down. There we go. Yeah. Oh, that paper may have I may have put that one upside down. That's the bottom, so I put it in sideways. But we're going to be able to turn this around a little bit. So, let's see which way we want to go. Same either way, huh? Yeah, we'll cut just above here. And we'll trim it up here. Because remember, I think I cut into it a little bit. So, alright. Well, we need one more clustered journal card. So this is great because this way we can enhance some of the lines with bits of lace on the top here. So that actually makes for a fun piece to tuck in here once we figure out how far in we need to go. Alright, so I guess I better leave that out. There's always something to work on, isn't there? So we have more stuff, but I will definitely do that off camera and whatnot, and then the reveal, you get to see those last pieces, those last sort of ordeals. But that's pretty wide. We've been using that. I just think that it blends in, so that's not really a great thing to use. That beige is pretty, but we need one that's on a lighter piece. With or without the mesh, I could leave it. Mesh green. How does that look? That's bright. It definitely grabs attention a little bit more than I like. We'll put that on the inside, but I don't know. I haven't figured out. I feel something needs to go up here, but I'm not sure which yet. Not sure yet. I'll know it when I find it, I guess. Oh, okay, dokie. Which one do we want to do? It's more of the same no matter what we do, but maybe we can get that one done. I don't want to take forever. I just want to keep, you know, get a little touch base with you guys, say hi, talk to you about my Friday, you know, sprinkler incident, which took up most of my day, which is why, you know, I found that moment to, Thursday I actually found the moment to work on this. Sorry, I need water all of a sudden. I was so stoked I found time on Thursday to work on the master, you know, scrappy Saturday. And, you know, only to, after making the effort to shove that in before I went to doctor's appointments and whatnot, I didn't, couldn't use it. I'm so bummed. So bummed. Oh well. But yes, no, another week done. Their girls' last full week of school is complete. We are 3-day weekend. And then we are, you know, now this has some room, so we could let it sit over. Yeah, 3-day weekend, and then we go into 4 days, which is our last week's to get any kind of work caught up on, making sure it's all done, projects get finished, all that jazz. Luckily, a lot of the teachers realized the time frame and gave them a little bit more, like, oh wait, we have 4 more days next week. Let's not try to cram all this into, you know, this last week. I'm very thankful for that. And, yeah, some of them were, you know, freaking out my daughters. They're like, oh, we have all these projects and they're due Friday all together. And here she's like, what? And some of them are group projects and some are not. And some of them did not get very well time managed. You know, but then it was like, oh, I'm sorry, what am I doing? That's going to be in class, and that's not due till this part of the project is due this week, and next week is, and okay, you know, one of them is still a little behind. I think they both have a project. They're not quite as far along as they should be, but there's a point where you go, okay, well, you'll figure it out. If your grades aren't where they need to be, or, you know, one gets upset when they're not, the other one goes, well, I did my best. And I'm like, yeah, well, you're a junior now, and you sort of need to be. I mean, like I said, it's hard when it's good and bad. It's a blessing that her school that she wants to go to, they don't want, of course, you know, dropouts. They don't want D's, C's, and F students, but, because then what's the work ethic, right? But some people, you know, they have their passion, they have what they love, even the kids have something they love doing, and the rest of the information just doesn't jive with them. They don't care about history, they don't care about science. You know, maybe the math is bare minimum, you know, their brain works a certain way, and their graphics and their animation and their this and that, but, you know, beyond, you know, the basic operation of, you know, what is it, order of operation, and even then, they really don't, you know, need some massive scientific brain to do what they love and what they're good at. And, so mine's, you know, sort of in that ballpark, and she doesn't need or want, you know, a lot of information, and she doesn't need a lot of stuff. And yes, she'll have a high school diploma. Yes, she'll graduate with A's and B's. At least she better. But, you know, an occasional C here and there, well, it happens, right? And it's not going to keep her from getting into the college that she wants, which is a blessing. It's a bummer because she knows it, and, you know, but it's sad in this day and age. Our high school will literally give them they'll literally give them a high school diploma with all D's. They'll graduate them. They'll give them a high school diploma and say, here, have a good life, good luck out there. And don't, you know, and they don't stress that, yes, you can have a high school diploma with all D's, but you won't get, you'll be lucky if you can get a job. You know, yes, I guess you have a high school diploma, so you can go work at McDonald's. I hope you enjoy that. But if you can't, you know, but if you're not excited to work, get your job, you know, to time manage and be a team player and work projects and, you know, all this jazz, how are you going to even work, you know, some of the basic jobs out there? So, I don't know. Not going to go there. But, okay, so that's done. But that definitely feels like, again, we need that third layer. I could do this pink. We want to keep to the same feel and do sort of that two things. We've got a ribbon and a lace, right? Let's tuck this in to see where it sits. Perfect. I couldn't have done that any better if I tried. A little off, but it definitely works. Now with that in mind, that's the bottom. We could go middle. Do 5 or 7 smack in the middle, just like we sort of did with the middle here. That's off. I could do it across the bottom. No one says it has to be across up the top. We could do opposite. 1, 2, 3, what's that? 5 up from the bottom. Gives a little bling down here to where it's pretty bland, or do we keep up here where it's already decorated, right? Up here already has all this decoration. I don't want to do a whole, that feels like overkill to do the whole thing. It's a lot of bling. I know, it's sort of weird, but let me tuck it in. I'm sort of curious. Let's tuck it in for a faux moment. I don't really want to cut it loose because once I do, I can't, you know, put it back on, and it's just... it seems like a lot. We don't, and that's where, ooh, well, that's a thought I had. You know, what if we then, we were sort of debating on what to put up here, right? What if I could do a little rose gold, a little bit of that beige lace that I like along that line, and some of the squares up there. It just made me think about it. I was like, wait a minute. What if we did something like that? Well, not all of that, right? We want an odd number, but 2, 4, 6, 8, like 9, whatever that is. But we could do one of those with a little, that bit of a, we could do that. What if we did this with a little bit of that across that line? We're going to use that line as our focal point, divides it out. I don't know what I'm about to do with the inside yet, but look what I'm like, look what I'm working on. Sometimes you work on one project and you see something and you're like, wait, that triggers this inspiration. Let's do this. I can't help myself. So we're going to go up. That way, whatever we put down will be on the bottom portion, on the bottom scallop, not the top scallop of that ruffle. And we're going to leave it be. And we can, because we open it this way and this way. Yeah, we can still put the rhinestones here. It's not going to get in the way. I am noticing to be careful here where if everything doesn't tuck in, you know, things are starting to get in the way. All right, let's go right here. Whoop, there we go. We pull up a little bit, then put it right back down. There's so little of this left. I almost need to use one lace to tuck in the other one. All of my laces don't quite have, I have all these new pins. I really should go get them. I have all kinds of pretty pearled pins. I should use them. Okay, now the question is, which one do we want to do though? Do we do the larger 5 for more oomph? Do we do, I think we just do 5 little ones. Keep it light because we don't want, so it pulls more of this pink and it doesn't get too far away. That feels a little too heavy. So 2, 4, 5. I don't want to pull too heavy from it. But I do want that little bit of color. There we go. Gotta pick it up. All right, we'll just do a little bit inset so that, yes, it doesn't get in the way of the folds. Loving the bling from Tina, or Tin Liz. I think. I know she gets a, I always feel bad. I never get her name right. I think it's Liz, like my daughter. I always think of her. I just don't know if I have the right name when I'm doing it, so. So, anyway. Alright. Okay, there we go. Oh, that does help, actually. I do like that. We got that there with some, oh, from there, I thought that was loose. We got pearls in that, little rhinestones here. We're getting some bling in here, people. I do like that, though. I really like that one. Now, that one's pretty. It's definitely more green on green. I feel like we do need the pink. But what I don't know is what pink that needs to be. And I think I'm running out of options. Oh, wait. Nope, wrong pink. That's too... Found a little half piece, but that is bright. But, you know what? It pulls sort of from that pink from out here, huh? I sort of like it. Isn't that cute? Little rose buddy, but sorry guys, I'm looking for the bag that this goes in because I don't know where I put it. It's missing. Oh, no, it's not it. Oh, well, I'll find it. It wasn't a bag when I started off the project. But there's so much going on. Okay, I'm not wasting time. Nope. I'll figure it out in a moment. That is super cute right there. I know it stands out though because this is all very green and peach. That would actually be too much. Even, when I open it up, I know there's some. Now we still want sort of pinky peach there. And there's really not enough bright pink. We don't have the same. If we had that bright pink in here or on here, I could justify it, but I can't. It is cute though. What if I have a butterfly? No, I don't think I have any butterflies the right color, or they're huge. I mean, huge pink, and that would get in the way of sticking it in. I don't think I have any. I got a lilac one. I do have a lilac rose, but it's not the right pink. I don't have peach, I don't think. That is lavender. Oh, all my pieces over here, but not what I'm looking for. How rude is that, right? Oh, I wonder if I have something from... Oh, she has that there, but I have to try to take it off. I'm like, I don't think I can get that off. She glued that on good. But let's see if she has... What is that? Oh, silver. I wonder if I have anything else. Those are all... Nope, those are tabs, which don't have room for the tab. These are all individuals, and I think I put them all into one in the front because, yeah, I didn't want to keep looking through all of them. Nope, I did not. Did I really not do that? Here I've got over all that, and I'm like, I don't even know if I have them all. I thought I did. Okay. I was wondering if we had something that wasn't too bulky. Ooh, that might work. There it is. Let's see if we can do that. I know I can tone it down a little bit with ink, and that might help us with what we're looking for. Okay. I'm like, I need something. Not that I have all these, I have scraps. That's not the problem. I just don't have fussy, right? So let's do it on the back of something. Let's get this. So yeah, it's a little bit of pink, and we need it to be a little more peachy, a little more antiqued. So I'm going to go over it with the antique, just to peach it up a little bit, or tone it down without making some fun. There we go. Not so pink. Perfect! Okay. I left my, what do you want to call it, open the other night. I thought I was done, or I didn't think I was done. I didn't realize I wasn't done. That's what we were going to do, and I totally forgot. Okay, well, hold on, guys. Shoot. Well, maybe I'm tucking that in there, because I forgot I was going to add that. I was going to add that to this one. I totally forgot. We were talking, and I got it off to the side, and I totally forgot about it. Well, you know what? As much as I love the rose, I want to make another set of clusters. So, nope. Never mind. We're going to glue this down really good so that it stays put, and we're going to stick with our original. Do I want it to be where I can see it at all from here? So the question is now, how much of it do I want to see when this is closed? Top and bottom, in the middle. Maybe we'll do it right where the cluster is so it's not so obvious. Well, I hope you're having a good week. I hope the weekend is good to you. I am overdoing the glue a little bit here because I'm not really sure exactly where it's going to hit. And I don't really feel like getting too much more glue on me. I'm like, And so we're going to do this where I can press it down, let it dry, and then always go back with my eraser, glue eraser on the paper, per se, and do it that way. The rest of it can totally help keep everything glued down. There we go. Let that dry, and then we can glue eraser. So I hope you're having a great weekend. I hope the week was good to you. I hope you have a wonderful week picked out. It is the last week of May, which means it's officially the 6th month, which I guess it means we're halfway through, right? See, January, so actually 5 months in, where I guess we're halfway through the month and halfway through the year in the sense of it is the 6th month, but we actually haven't finished the 6th month. So almost halfway. I don't know. It depends how you want to see that, right? because January is 1 month, and yeah, so it's each month is its thing. So we've finished 5 months already. Oh my gosh. But for me, yeah, having a school year done is unreal. I just can't believe this is probably one of the fastest years we've had in a long time. So it is, you know, just baffling. Next weekend is 1 year and 9 months since he's passed. So if you're new to me, very new to me, and you're just sort of now binge watching, I don't try to bring it up too much anymore, but my husband passed away from cancer, and so at the very young age of 53 years old. I mean, because it could have been sooner, could have been earlier, but when it wasn't expected, 53 is still very young for what he had, and shouldn't have gotten that far. So anyway, he passed away. So we are coming up on the first year and 9 months, and very blessed with for my family and my parents and my mom, because she got me out of my funk and said, let's go get this business started. Since I didn't feel like doing digitals anymore. I do design digitals, as you see. I'm working on it with a bunch of them. They are in the digital shop. It's still open on Etsy. And one of these days I will, all of a sudden it'll just come flowing out of me again, and I will get the digitals up and running. May decide that after a while, maybe the supply shop is slow and I need to make changes again, so we'll go back to the digital side. Who knows? But when it's ready and I'm willing to sit and do that again, you know, I will get the digitals up and running. But in the meantime, I have so many listings that are still very good. You see, look at this. I mean, it's a gorgeous green and it's 3 or 4 different kits, and they're blending beautifully together, and they're all paper kits that I've just, you know, making my own thing out of. So, you know, it's so working. No one says, you know, a digital, once it's, you know, the season's passed, it's gone and done. That is for sure. We revisit fashion every 30 years. Why can't we revisit digitals every couple years? There's no reason we can't. So, all right, ladies, I think I'm going to leave you guys. We've got this done. I think the front is finally finished being decorated. The inside's got some cute pockets. We have one more ephemera, but I will do that off camera. You guys will have to see it in the reveal. We have a journal card here, nice and large, backed with coffee dyed. We have a nice one here, right now blank, because for the majority of it's very smooth to work with. So I think we're going to leave it be, keeping it nice and light on this back side. We have our little journal card here. Again, pretty good. I think we're pretty stout. But as we're going along, if I feel like when I'm doing the reveal, it's not enough, because this has more bits and pieces of paper glued onto it than others. But if not, I may put some on this one. We'll see. But it goes into a nice lovely, and there are little lovelies, you know, tucked in everywhere. So mine is the page pocket, and of course one more that'll get cut and done exactly the same as we've been doing to everything else. I think we're about done, ladies and gentlemen. You will just have to wait in a week or so to see the reveal, you know, of the flip-flop, hopefully glued to the cover. Then it's going to have its signatures in it. I don't know, about a week, maybe the end of next week, if I really, really push myself this week to do everything I'm supposed to do before I get into full-blown last week of school and prepping for a trip, right? Because I want to make sure I get all the product ready and everything good to go, and the kids bundled up, and oh my gosh, so much going on. So I'll push really hard to see what I can get done and get into the shop and show off to you guys and all that jazz. But that definitely means maybe a little less videos this week to get a lot done. So then I have reveals, I have product, I have other things to show you guys. So we will see. I will try to keep you appraised of posts. I'll try to keep you appraised in, you know, shorts. So please make sure you hit the likes, the notifications, the subscribe, because even as a subscription, you'll see that I have a new short up. It should notify you. So I hope that it all, you know, makes you guys, you know, notifies you guys, and hopefully you guys are all happy and excited about what we've worked on and what we're doing and how it's all panning out. I'm loving it. It's so cute. All right. I love how the simple things work. So sorry I couldn't bring you along for the journey of the masterboard, but that's okay. What are you going to do, right? You have to make the most of it when we can. It's all good, but keep your eyes up in the shop. I'm going to say for the new pink single appliques, and then the itty bitty applique rosette, you know, 1 foot sections, all should be in the shop soon, if not already. So love you all very, very much. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and we will all talk on the flip side. Love you all. Bye.